Welcome back. I hope that you like the footage that we share with you. There is so much more to still share with you, so stick around because the next episode is gonna be just as exciting as this one. Forgive my English, I'm trying to think and explain to you what is coming next, and just to make sure that you are actually getting the information you need in regards to the culture of Kudro and Afro House. So we are gonna see each other again on the next episode, which is the continuation of this one. My name is Manuel Kanza, Kudro Central, all the way from Angola. I love Kudro, with collaboration of AfroConnects, and I'll leave you guys with more. See you on the next one.
Olha só como tô, olha só como tô, olha só como tô, olha só como tô. Minha perna cheia, minha perna cheia, minha perna ficou cachapada, minha perna ficou cachapada, minha perna ficou cachapada. Olha só como tu anda, 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 olha só como tu anda. Tá fazendo doce, tá fazendo doce. Tá fazendo doce, tá fazendo doce. Brincadeira, che, brincadeira, che, brincadeira, che, brincadeira, che. Aqui tem teu pai, aqui tem teu pai. Aqui che, che, aqui tem teu pai, aqui tem teu pai. Che, pai azul, pai rosa. Che, che, che. Tá fazendo brincadeira, tá fazendo brincadeira. Tá fazendo brincadeira, tá fazendo brincadeira. Conosco assim, ou é ou não é. Conosco assim, ou é ou não é. Tá fazendo brincadeira, tá fazendo brincadeira. Tá fazendo brincadeira, tá fazendo brincadeira. Conosco assim, ou é ou não é. Conosco assim, ou é ou não é. Ai mãe, ai pai xexé, ai mãe, ai pai xexé, ai mãe, ai pai xexé. Olha só como tô, olha só como tô, olha só como tô, olha só como tô. Minha perna cheia, minha perna cheia, minha perna ficou cachapada, minha perna ficou cachapada, minha perna ficou cachapada. Olha só como tu anda, 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 olha só como tu anda. Respira, 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 respira e dança, respira e dança, monengue, 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 respira, respira, respira e dança, respira e dança, olha só, olha só, olha só, olha só, olha só, olha só, mãe. Ai pai xexé, olha só como tô. Olha só como tô. Olha só como tô. Olha só como tô. Minha perna xé. Minha perna xé. Minha perna ficou cachapada. Minha perna ficou cachapada. Minha perna ficou cachapada. Olha só como tu anda. 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 Olha só como tu anda.
This Kudro and underground has a huge connection. And today I'm here to explain to you one more time what it means to be an underground dancer. And usually when we do underground dance, it's not meant to be choreographed, but it's mainly a freestyle or something that you feel deep inside of you. This will involve any type of movement, but usually for underground style, there are certain movements that we do a lot. I don't know how to demonstrate it to you, but I'll just call out the names so you get to know some of them. So there are moves like azúcar, there are moves like sal, there are moves like siparti. Siparti, I mean, like it's like imitating of somebody that is doing the popping, because we were trying to imitate hip hop, but we couldn't do that in our time. So what happens is my community, we're watching these videos from United States, from other countries, but we wanted to add a little bit of a sugar of our own to our dance. So as time went by, we started to do combinations, and so with those combinations, we also managed to mix a little bit of traditional dance that we do, and thus it came a very different style altogether, what we called siparti. At that time, we used to call it siparti, and after a few years, we started saying utoke. Utoke. So utoke means the move. It's just a slang, as we use a lot of slang when we dance, when we're about to talk about dancing. Okay, let me go back to the moves. So as I was explaining, azúcar, sal, gato preto, all that is also part of the underground. There are moves whereby you throw yourself on the floor. You know, it's just because those kind of movements of throwing yourself on the floor are moves that came from it's very spiritual. You know, it's very spiritual moment when somebody is doing these kind of things, because it's just one of those moves that makes people scream, you know. So let me give you an example how that may have arisen. When somebody is in church and he's going through a spiritual process, they would shiver, get in the flow, do certain things. So all these elements we were taking to create underground movements. So this is why you see sometimes when people dance the underground dance, they break chairs, they would climb on the ceiling, they would throw themselves. But there's a lot of control for that because it starts in the mind. So that's why you see many of these guys don't get hurt when they do that, because it just feels, they just have this energy inside of them to perform those stunts. And you don't need muscle to actually be able to dance underground properly. It just comes from the bones, it comes from the inner core. It's very hard to explain, but for me, because I come from that era, from the 90s where this movement was being created, I feel like when I do underground, it's very different from when I see new generation now doing underground. Because when I do it, I actually have to create a personality, a different personality, because I cannot demonstrate or dance underground the way I am, being myself, Manuel Kanza. I have to be somebody else. So I have to create a character. So this creation of a character is what builds the underground. That's step one. And step two is the movement. The movement. And then step three, when I say the movement, I'm talking about the moves. You don't think about it, you just do it. And when I say 3, on number 3, you have to, it's just like freestyle, rap freestyle. You have to rap about what's going on around you. So when you're dancing underground, you actually have to use your environment. You gotta climb on something, you gotta dance with a chair, you gotta dance with something, you gotta dance drinking water, you gotta demonstrate something. So that's what it means to be an underground dancer. And that's the difference between underground dancing from now and from underground dancing from my time when it was being created in the 90s. So let's see more about this dance. Let's talk about more about this dance, which is so interesting, and I'll see you in a minute. Então, aparecer. Okay, so these are my guys. I've danced a couple of times here in this area, and this is the place where I grew up since the 1993, and I'm more than happy to make these videos here where the underground dance evolved itself, because many people were coming from the city where it was safe in the 90s, and then when we started having more peace, people started spreading around Viana, Kalemba Doge, Kamama. So it's spreading out, Kazenga. And right now we are in Viana. And this is one of the places where you get to see one of the best Kudro underground dancers in the country. Because Luanda, that's where it's all centered, that's where it all happened, that's where it all began. And this is why I'm here today and happy with my guys. Yeah. Never. So we're here. So I'm here back. These guys do the roll dancing, and what happens is most of them don't have way to give this to the world and show it to the world, because internet, unfortunately, is very expensive. Unfortunately, it's very expensive for most of us. So they know how to do Kuduro underground, but sometimes, just life gets in the way, and this kind of dance and this kind of feeling fades down. Because after we got our peace, finally we got our peace, Angola started to distance themselves from dancing. So yeah, so this is Kuduro underground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, very well. Como é que quer mostrar toque?
Já estou, estraga. Hey, wait.
Hey! and that is, yeah, that was okay. Yeah. Bye. What is better way to show Kuduro underground? I thought to myself, I felt like it was better for me to actually have the creators themselves come into my studio and teach the new generation. So with that being said, we spent some time here in this space where I'm at right now, and we are still in Viana. And on this day, we were actually learning from them after so many years. And most of them are quite old right now. Most of them are quite old, but the interesting part is that their energy still feels like it still feels like they're very young. And I was impressed by the way that they were teaching us, very patient. They don't use counts. They don't use counts like we're used to right now. We have to count from 1 to 8 when we're teaching. They only do the moves, and then you have to see them do, and you learn it from there. So most of these movements, actually, like I explained before, it comes from the pop, electronic, and hip hop culture. But what we were doing, because we were going through civil war, we didn't have access to many things here in Angola, to shows, nightclubs, parties, and that's how the yacht party era began, because people were just celebrating inside their houses and not in these places, because we were not allowed to go out and dance in nightclubs or any type of parties, and also because it wasn't safe. And so as time went by, we were having our neighbors and all the neighborhood come to our parties. So people will host parties in their homes, and that's what we call the yacht parties. And then we'll have people come in, join us. And then that's That's where the underground dance would be done. And this underground dance is very spiritual, like I broke down before. And so most of these dance will just require like very strange, weird movement. Very strange, weird movement, but not all of them. There is a movement called Kangol, which arises from the movement of a kangaroo. And most of these movements were inspired by everything that was around us. It would be animals, it would be something like, it would be a chair, it would be a frog, it would be anything. Anything would become a dance. Even the imitating of the soldiers, the marching of soldiers, all that was part of the underground. So in the 90s, Tony Amado and his muchachos, when Tony Amado founded Kuduro, he said to himself that he wanted something more powerful, because it wasn't enough. So the idea of joining forces with the underground dancers was a good choice. So they became one, which gave the name Kuduro Underground. And that was the mid-90s and towards the end of 90s. And that gave Kuduro what it is today. That gave the energy and the power that Kuduro has, because Kuduro was like a dombolo. It was like a dombolo dance. This is why we have movements in Kuduro that requires hip movements and knee movements. Those knee movements is what we call kwasa kwasa, and the hip movements is either we call it kintwen or sasachokwe, or how can I say, chianda. Sasachokwe is a group name. Chianda is the dance. This here from Angola. We have a lot of dance that combines with the Congolese community style of dancing. So in that style of dancing, you find dombolo, so most people would do sukus. So I believe dombolo, it is the combination of many steps that requires your hip movement. And here in Angola, we have a dance called cabetula, and cabetula is mainly used also in carnival, and some people also use it in samba. So why am I explaining this? Because this was the package that was creating Kuduro. But what was creating underground was the everyday, and it was the protest. It was the protest that people were going through. It was the things that people were crying out through art. That was underground. That was complete the underground scene. So underground was the way of us manifesting, was the way of our anger, our desires for freedom of speech and everything. This is why it was so strong. But in the other part, Kuduro had all those traditional elements, was different. So these two areas combined itself and made Kuduro underground. And then the dombolo movement that most people do today, it came from that, and those tricks that we do, all those tricks, and that power of the dombolo, and that power with the tricks, it all came from the underground. So most of the things that we pick up, movements like gato preto, and then we have jaracuza, and all those steps, those were being created when Kuduro Underground became one. So this is why people now see Kuduro is so powerful. Even the music, it wasn't as fast as it is right now. It's because in the 80s, when underground was still being created, it wasn't slow. It was very fast, because electronic music is very fast. Yeah, so, well, there is so much to talk about underground. I like to talk about the music. I like to talk about the dance. I think it's a very interesting topic that I can go on forever and talk about it. But we're trying to keep it short so that you'll get to know the history, you'll get to know the intention, which I think the intention of the step and the intention of the history, how it arose, is very important for you to understand why Kuduro is the way it is. So at that time, as I said, Kuduro, Tony Amado was that dombolo, sukus, and everything traditional, and the underground was that anger, that dance, that spiritual, that core, that hip hop, but it's not hip hop. And right now, the same way they are right now with underground and Kuduro, That's how Afro House is right now, and that's how Kudro is right now. So our dance is going through waves, it's switching. Now people are going back to how it used to be before. People now are starting taking movements from the 90s to create new movements for Afro House, because Afro House is the new Kudro. So I'll see you on the next one.
Novidade pra cidade, noite prata. 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 Computo prata no microfone, o people reconhece o meu nome. Alibaba, Tibidibá, já sabem que tá de batida. Alibaba, Tibidibá, já sabem que tá. Me obrigaram a pegar no mic. Já falos dizem que sou hacker. Vou te inflamar, prepara o fica. Porque a batida é a nica. Não tás uma like, faz a meca. Sou doutorado, sou formado. De tanto rima, fui graduado. People reconhece o gado. Junto um batalho, me até facalho. Vou rimar até cheirar alho. Já falo grande, amada qualquer. Isso é futuro, não é qualquer. Podes encontrar até nova. No mercado ninguém te ouve. What you say, fuck off. What you say, fuck off. Computo prata no microfone. O people reconhece o meu nome. Alibaba, Bidibá, já sabem que tá viva batida. Alibaba,
É meu,
essa nova dança.
e tu é,
Aquela galera,
é mexer,
Bidibá,
já desceu.
Alibaba,
É meu,
essa nova dança.
e tu é,
Aquela galera,
é mexer,
Bidibá,
já desceu.
Bidibá,
Já desceu,
Bidibá,
já desceu. Alibaba, esta veio pra papá. Chega de pra papá, noite no banco por se papá. Alibaba, esta veio pra papá. Chega de pra papá, noite no banco por se papá. Só bateu na mamolê, e tu sabe que eu vou comer. Sua carina pra tu matar. Alibaba, conectei, cala a boca, bata, bala. Eu conheço quem já fala, sempre comandei na bala. Cala a boca, ninguém me fala. Sento o reflexo da dupla, da musa surra toda cubra. Pra quem quer ver o meu fim, vou te pisar tipo capim. Sempre a partir muito blim-blim. Fofoca, mas gosta de mim. Fofoca, mas gosta de mim. Fofoca, mas gosta de mim. Boa noite e dia no microfone, people reconhece o meu nome. Alibaba, Bidibá, já sabe que tá me batida. Alibaba, Bidibá, já sabe que tá me batida. Alibaba,
é meu,
essa nova dança.
meu,
Aquela carina,
é mexeu,
chefe, Bidibá, Bidibá.
é seu,
Alibaba,
é meu,
essa nova dança.
meu,
Aquela carina,
é mexeu,
chefe, Bidibá, Bidibá.
é seu,
Chefe, Bidibá, Bidibá.
é seu,
Chefe, Bidibá, Bidibá.
é seu. Alibaba, este mambo é pra ficar. A chamar a tua mamã, a fazer o beabá. Isto é bom, mexe o bumbum, che tipo rum-bum-bum, che guangolê, bum. Isto é bom, mexe o bumbum, che tipo rum-bum-bum, che guangolê, bum. Alibaba entrou e cantou, bateu na disco e avacalhou. O fã delirou e desmaiou, tudo porque não acreditou. Tempos atrás levaste pau, ouvi dizes que não sou mau. Continuo Pedro Mena, crítica e respeito bom. Doutorado rima é muito bom, vão dizer que sou já no limão. Oh, tomo sumo, passa long. Oh, doutorado é muito bom, che puto prato é bom, che com a negatum, escriba que é